2, 1, 2. Live number 1. Check 1, 2. 1, 2. Check. Hey, hey. 1, 2.
Take it on stage. I can do a handheld too. You get that link. Let's hop on that camera so you can get me lined up and in focus. Check, check, check. All right, whatever angle is on right now, let's try to zoom in as close as possible so we can check. I'll stop walking. Let me just be right here. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check. 1, 2, 3. We are checking for audio and video lip sync to make sure that all the words are in sync when the audience watches on the live. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Any audio? Looking good. Sounds good, but does the lips match up? That's the main part. Check. 1, 2. It's not in sync. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a little bit out of sync. All right. Let me see here. Looking great. Let's see about the magic number 6. 6 is usually the number. Frames. 6 frames. All right. I want to hit record on here. I think the last time we did this, we didn't have any issue whenever we went through the cameras. So we might try that if this doesn't work out. Gonna record. All right, let's check out the cameras one more time. See if that 6 frames did what we needed to do, or do we need to move it to the cameras? Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like maybe a frame or so off. We're going to try 8. If this doesn't work, we'll just plug into the camera and start over. So I don't want this to be something where we go back and forth with. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spot on. All right, I'm finna do the walk and talk. Welcome to Building Tulsa Female Founders Pitch Night. Mr. Christopher Dobbins, could you hit that cut button far on that little, hit a little cut, one cut to go to the different angle for me. Just one time, if you're already cut. All right. We should be going on to the wide shot now. So check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making sure audio is nicely in sync. I think this is there a good bright spot? I feel like this is probably the brightest spot right here. What do you see there, Caleb? Yeah, is this the brightest spot for people to stand? Okay. Audio still looking good. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spot on. I'm trying to see the tight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is really good. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me try one frame off. And then we should be set. Let's go to 7. We got Christina Torres in the house. Everybody clap it up for Christina. Best host I've seen in Building Tulsa history. MC. Let me make sure. Yeah, I don't want people to be battling you with Ashley or anything like that. Like MC, Ashley is the host. But it's good to see you though, MC. You see, Devontae Masters party coming up soon. Okay, we'll see if we're gonna be there. I know we got a lot of kid parties, but I know the wife gonna try to see if she can step out and be there to support. Yeah. No hard feelings, your friend. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, she told me about it. I said, "Ooh, that's a busy week." We got Legacy Fest. We got John Hope Thursday. Yeah, we got a lot of things going, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get some sleep, but I try to be there for a brother. You know, you gotta sacrifice sometimes. You know, hey, that's a big accomplishment. I can't deal with you. How are we looking on sound, Caleb? All right, copy that. If let me do one more, and we'll land on it. Yeah. You know, you gotta sacrifice sometimes. You know, hey, that's a big accomplishment. Yeah, that's behind. All right, one more test. We're gonna try for number 9. 8 is the sweet spot. Let's try for number 9. And then I need to test the microphones at the judge's table because this is HDMI instead of the wireless to see if there's a difference. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so 8 is the sweet spot. All right. So now I'm finna test the judge's camera. You can just watch your phone. Let me turn this off. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Caleb, I'm thinking that spaghetti arpeggio sounds really yummy tonight. Alrighty. I think we're
2, 1, 2.
mission is to catalyze to feel off. First, the nausea and dizziness. The doctor says, watch your diet. Then the anxiety hits. Another doctor's appointment, another copay, and this time you leave with a prescription for an antidepressant you never needed. Every doctor's visit is 15 minutes, a copay, and 3 months between visits. Your brain fog is so thick, you are convinced you have early onset dementia. Ooh. Would it be possible to start over? Okay. You're 35 and something begins to feel off. First, the nausea and dizziness. The doctor says, watch your diet. Then the anxiety hits. Another doctor's appointment, another copay, and this time you leave with a prescription for an antidepressant you never needed. Every doctor's visit is 15 minutes, a copay, and 3 months between visits. Your brain fog is so thick, you're convinced you have early onset dementia, so there's no way you can remember 3 months of symptoms. The doctor says you're too young, that you're paranoid about aging. You're not. Something's wrong, yet no one seems to be connecting the dots. I'm Ajane Dupree, founder of Minovi, and that was my story. 9 years of misdiagnosis before someone finally said the word perimenopause. And I'm not alone. Currently in the United States, there are 32 million women stuck in the same gap, with over 100 possible symptoms, 15 minutes with her doctor, and 3 months between visits. Something always gets missed. And that contributes to a 40% misdiagnosis rate for women in perimenopause. She's paying for it with her time, her money, and her sanity. Minovi is the symptom tracking app that turns her daily experiences into data her care team can act on. And the difference is real. 72% of women report better outcomes when tracking between appointments. Her time stops being wasted on guesswork. Her money stops chasing the wrong answers. And now she has proof. Minovi is that proof that turns conversation into action. And here's how it works. In just a few minutes a day, she tracks her symptoms, her lifestyle, her food, her words. Minovi's correlation engine then surfaces the patterns she couldn't see on her own. And now it's time for action. Track, discover, and act. And now's the time. Since 2023, 19 states have introduced new menopause-related legislation. 100% of women will experience this, yet only 7% of femtech serves them. The market, the demand, and the policy are all pointing in the same direction. Our model is simple: direct to consumer with monthly and annual plans, a blended ARPU of $96. Every month of subscriber data widens the moat for telehealth integrations in phase 2 and enterprise solutions in phase 3. Year 1, we capture 1,500 paid subscribers, 144,000 ARR. Behind that, our serviceable market, symptomatic women who are currently using health apps, 10.5 million women, $1 billion. We reach her in 3 ways: through her doctor's waiting room, her sorority's health committee, and through the communities she's already asking for help. We're capturing her attention through the trust she's already established. Idea to live alpha in 4 months. 320 women surveyed, 50% of whom converted to our wait list. We asked 20 women to sign up for early beta, 35 did. 3 physicians have also agreed to beta with us. Trackers track, telehealth prescribes. Minovi is the layer in between. With custom tracking, pattern detection, and the wellness summary for her care team, we bridge that gap. With 20 years in risk management, I was able to spot patterns and scattered data that the system missed. That's the same skill that Minovia is built on. Today, our team consists of professionals with expertise in compliance, clinical, and engineering. We're raising $250,000, $30,000 deploys day one to continue development and to convert our provisional patents into utility filings. 18 months of runway, long enough for us to hit our year one milestones. Scan the QR code if you would like to be added to our wait list, or if you would like to help us build so that she doesn't have to wait 9 years too. Thank you.
You did it.
But don't run off the stage because they're going to ask you questions.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Grimes, and I am with Kimmy Sense Body Butter. As a single mom, I would get in my kitchen and I would start making different things for my son's hair. So one day I decided to mix up a bunch of things, and it ended up turning into this whole thing. My goal is to always make this product feel good going on and feel good throughout the day. So it's a layering process. I use pretty much the oils that make our skin soft, but also the oils that are compatible to what our skin already produces. So I use my products with massage therapy. I'm also a massage therapist, and I sell them here so people can have kind of like a triple effect here. It means a lot to be a part of the Black Wall Street community. I have watched years upon years of being uneducated about my own city, and to learn the fullness of what our city has overcame and how it's growing even more is just so delightful to me, and I'm glad to have been a part of it and to continue being a part of it. My goals for my business would be to expand and introduce more people to my brand. I would love to employ people at some point in time and being able to put some love in a bigger space. I really would like to start mentoring the youth a little more in this specific area of making body butters and just products in general, because, you know, it's nothing like sharing your information, and there's something about those younger age groups, their minds are just different from our middle-aged or even older. So I would love to link up with some different community efforts to be able to create a space for young girls or guys to create. It's just time for me to elevate. It really is. And I plan on using the award to elevate and just put myself out there even more.
Question: what if your boss called you into a meeting tomorrow and asked you to prove your value? Every project you led, every outcome you drove, and every skill that you built, on the spot from memory. Now, most people would freeze, and not because they haven't done the work, but it's because no one ever taught them to capture their own work story. And that's the problem that ProofLayer was built to solve. Hi, I'm Loretta Harrison. I'm the founder and CEO of ProofLayer, a structured career intelligence platform that helps professionals capture, organize, and deploy their work story at every critical moment in their career. And here's the problem we've solved. People build their real experience over time, but there's no reliable system that helps them capture it in a way that they can use later. And in today's environment, that gap is exposed, because if you want to get a job, you have to show what you've done. And if you want to keep your job, you have to prove your value. And if you want to move up, you have to make your impact clear. And on the other side of that, employers are just trying to figure out who can actually do the work. But both sides are relying on broken systems, and people are underselling themselves without even realizing it. The solution is ProofLayer, and here's how it works. Guided questions will prompt users to document their work story. So what they did, how they did it, and what the outcome was. The system will take their raw input and transform it into an interview-ready, star structure formatted story. Every story would then be given a clarity score from 0 to 100 so the user knows just how strong or weak their narrative actually is. Then every story lives as a reusable dossier ready to deploy for every critical moment. Performance reviews, salary negotiations, interviews. No more guessing, no more reconstructing your story from memory, but documented proof ready when it matters. And we've built this across the entire career life cycle. Finding a job, getting a job, keeping a job, and being successful long term. We're live right now on stage 2, the interview prep, but we've already architected out the rest of the platform and we're ready to build. So why does this problem need to be solved right now? Well, 3 forces are colliding all at once. Number 1, behavioral interviews have become the standard. 87% of companies expect their candidates to tell a specific, structured story on demand. Story prep's no longer an option. It's a job requirement. And 2, professionals are no longer just competing locally, they're competing globally. They need strong stories just to stay in the room. And then 3, AI exposed the gap. AI showed the world what was possible, but AI cannot organize your real experience. Proof Layer shows the work behind your experience, making it undeniable. And that's the difference. We're in a lane of our own. 3 trends, 1 solution, and the timing couldn't be more right. The careers tool and the professional development have a total addressable market of $18 billion. Now we're targeting for a serviceable slice of the digital self-service tools, valued at $4.2 billion. We have a 3-year target of $3.2 million focused on white-collar workers who are facing the very problem we've solved. And our business model is simple. It's built to scale. 2 free stories gets the users in. $19 a month keeps them engaged. $40 sprint pass give them immediate results. And then the business-to-business licenses unlocks institutions like staffing firms, universities, and other workforce programs. That space alone represents $30 to $180 million in white space opportunity. Our go-to-market, we grow in 2 ways: individual adoption and institutional scale. I'm Loretta Harrison. I've worked for over 20 years in the workforce, spent over 15 years working within engineering, building skills and experience. But after being laid off, when the time came for me to prove my value, I couldn't do it. I didn't document my story. I built this for professionals like myself. And these are my amazing team of expert advisors, different strengths, 1 core focus, which is building Proof Layer. In the last 90 days, we've seen over 500 visitors visit our site, and it's the story generating that they're engaged in. We're asking for $250,000 to complete the platform, validate with real users, and expand past stage 2. We're not building another interview prep tool or just another resume writer or just a job board. We're building a career intelligence platform that grows with professionals from the time that they graduate and to the time that they retire. Their proof, their story, always ready. Scan the QR code to learn more about Proof Layer. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lakeisha Smith, and I am the founder of Maya J Enterprises. I am developing a tiny home community for veterans, disabled, single-person households. There'll be 13 units, and the focus is affordable, accessible, right-sized housing. Alzheimer's is considered a disability. My dad, he had a 3-bedroom yard, everything to take care of. And I just kind of imagine what his life would have been like. You know, if he could have been somewhere smaller, it would have kept him feeling more independent, being a part of the community, and that kind of thing. When I came here, they were saying that the mayor wanted 22,000 new homes. It was needed to tackle the homeless. 16,000 of those needed to be rentals. So my 13 may be a drop in the bucket, but it's still a drop. So it's still a drop. My dad has always worked for himself. That was always a principle of his. Hard work, working for yourself, being your own boss. That's my hero. That's who I learned from. And him being a black man, 3rd grade education, there's a lot of things he had to overcome, but you always have to adapt. And as he would say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. A lot of things that I'm doing now has never been done here. I'm African American female. I'm a, budding entrepreneur, developer, developing a whole community. So I know there's things I'm going to have to learn. There's obstacles I'm going to have to overcome. So what I try to do is take my time and say, okay, this is it. Now, who do I contact? Who do I know that's doing it? And then contact those people. I've sat in meetings that I didn't know what the heck was going on, but I'm like, information is power, so I'm going to get it. And so those are the things that have kept me going. In our research, there's been some pushback on the tiny homes, the imagery or the assumption that we just scooping up a whole bunch of homeless people and we're going to put them in a place that already doesn't have resources. So for what I'm asking for the community is just to support. Come have that conversation. This is a good thing, not can be. Having people feel like they are at home, it changes the community when you feel like you're at home, you're a part. I'm not just being stuck somewhere. I'm seen. I fulfill the need. People need to be in a place where they feel like they're home. Like I said, yeah, the resources are there. Make yourself known. I know they're there. The financial resources, the support, and just knowing it can be done is the biggest thing.
In the spring of 2020, I walked into our kitchen. My husband was sitting at the table. As a mom of 7, I was afraid. You remember 2020? The world was in absolute chaos. My kids were going off to college, leaving the safety of our home. And I wasn't okay. I asked my husband, what could we do? What could we do to make an impact? What could we do to give back? And better yet, how could we make giving back automatic? We began to think about utilities. And in that moment, looked at each other and realized everybody's got a cell phone. Y'all are saying something to me. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, okay. I got it. Y'all see something? I can wing it. No, it's okay. I was like, she said something. I don't.
Do you intend to stay on the first slide that long, or had you?
No, not happening. Okay.
Yeah. So when you want to go to the next slide, just raise your hand and it'll go to the next one for you.
Okay.
Let's start over.
It's starting over.
I'm going to get it soon. You can just hold on to it.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah. I think the mark is a little further back.
It is. Should be colored. All right. Are we ready? In the spring of 2020, I walked into the kitchen, and as a mom of 7, I was afraid. My kids were going off to college, leaving the bubble and safety of our home, and the world was in chaos. I looked at my husband and said, we've got to do something, and we've got to give back, and we've got to make giving back automatic. We landed on cell phones. The telecom industry is a $225 billion industry, but up until now, there was no automatic giving infrastructure until Love Mobile. Love Mobile is the cell phone company that gives back. What does that mean? So every time you pay your bill as a Love Mobile subscriber, every bill, every month, we donate in a hyper-local capacity to education, the environment, community services, and pet adoption and care. And we are a real cell phone company. We've got plans as low as $15. We're on Tier 1 networks nationwide. You can roam into Canada and Mexico, and we're FCC registered. So that means, y'all, we are on the towers. We went live on all 3 networks less than a month ago, and a press release turned into a viral moment. Over 7,000 visitors hit our website. 46 of them and growing have turned into actual subscribers. We've onboarded nonprofit partners, and we got picked up articles written about us from AP, Yahoo, CBS, Afrotech, you name it. But here's the secret sauce. It is our nonprofit partners. So what happens is a nonprofit partner signs up, we give them a referral link, and every time a subscriber signs up for Love using their link, we give back to them. The margins are there. Our current average revenue per subscriber is about $48. But this market, at 6,000 subscribers, we're looking at $3.45 million in annual revenue. At 24,000 subscribers, $13.8 million in revenue. And 36,000 subscribers, $20 million plus in revenue. And we haven't left Oklahoma. Next. We're not just idea people. We are executors. I am Cody Dunn, CEO. My husband is Wade Dunn, co-founder. We come from 20 years of experience in business operations and management. Our advisory board are some of the leaders in telecom. We're raising $500,000 for customer acquisition, tech improvements, and operations. We didn't start a company and decide to give back. We decided to give back. So we started a company. We are Love Mobile. Winning tonight would be amazing, but also you joining us would be even better. You can add a Love line to your device right now by scanning the QR code. I'm Cody Dunn. Cody Dunn, welcome to Love.
My name is Naisha Kennard Taylor. I'm the founder and owner of Crown of a Queen. In 2020, my mother was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, and they only gave her 3 years max to live, and that was with chemo, radiation, and everything. COVID also began at that time as well, so I had to shut down doing hair. And when she went to her first 2 treatments, she was, of course, going bald. Her scalp was extra flaky. It was so dry, it hurt. And we tried all the expensive, products they was prescribing, spending hundreds of dollars on it, and nothing was working. So I started doing research on chemo and what it did to your body and what it did to your scalp and why it made your hair fall out, and the radiation, why it burned your skin. So I ordered a whole bunch of stuff from Amazon and said, I'm about to make a hair growth oil. I contacted like 5 of my OG clients and I said, I'm about to mail y'all out some hair oil, use it. I made my aloe elixir, I made my hair growth oil, and I made a face oil, and I sent it to them, and a hair butter. And I said, send me before pictures, and then we're going to go from there. Within 2 weeks, I started getting back results. So I trusted it to try it on my mama. I put the hair oil on her hair, and her hair was growing during chemo. Shocked us, even shocked her doctor. I came up with a body butter, with butter for skin. And she never cracked, never ached, nothing again. I had friends with eczema. Their babies, to this day, does not experience breakouts or anything using the butter anymore. I did a hair butter, and her scalp went right back to normal. And her doctor kept asking her, what are you doing to your skin and your hair? You're the only one who's not really having too many side effects. And she said, my daughter's been making these products for me, and it's working. And I'm about to help her get an LLC so she can start selling it to the public. So that's how Crown of a Queen came about. I actually did shut my business down when she was transitioning. I had no plans on opening back then. all the drive gone. It recently just picked back up. She was the reason behind it. With people in Tulsa seeing me more people seeing me. And I have almost 400K followers on Facebook. Then I got almost 40K on TikTok. People is recognizing me. They're getting to know the business. They're going to old videos. That's why it's so hard for me to stop here. That's why I had to open back up Crown Queen. I had to rebrand it because it seemed like I could hear her telling me, you need to keep going. Now I have a lot of different women with cancer they contact and all over the world and say, if it helped her, can it help me? So although she didn't beat it, I feel like she's helping me in my journey. Keep supporting us in what we're working towards, and that's all I can ask of them, just to keep supporting.
Bright lights. Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Keys, and I'm the founder and CEO of Access Wallet. We say that we set the rules before the money moves. In the next 20 years, there will be $124 trillion in wealth transfer alone. That's from one generation to the next generation. And today, money is increasingly managed by more than one person. But the financial infrastructure that's available to users today is still designed for the average individual, just one person. At Access Wallet, we help financial institutions provide a governance layer for their users by increasing their financial responsibility through governance, visibility, and control. And as time is going on, over the next 20 years, this problem is going to become much more urgent as caregiving and wealth transfer begins to accelerate. This problem became very real in my own family when my great-grandmother became sick. There were multiple family members who were looking to help coordinate her expenses, helping with her caregiving responsibilities, and overall financial decision-making. We also learned that my great-grandmother was being taken advantage of every month from a monthly subscription that nobody had any idea where that money was going to. But thankfully, we had an accountant in our family, my mother, who was able to step in and create guardrails and help us understand how the accountability flow with her money coming in and coming out was going to be working moving forward. And most financial institutions today, they don't have the infrastructure designed for this type of shared responsibility or financial coordination. This is going to create, or has created already, a major operational and fraud challenges. In the U.S., last year, $23.8 billion went to elder care fraud exploitation. And today, individuals are absorbing fraud risk with zero infrastructure designed to prevent it. So financial institutions, they have the insight to see the money coming in and the money coming out, but they have zero insight into the intent and the permissions that were spent and how that money is going to be spent. So families are managing caregiving, and they're often resorting to joint accounts, Venmo, and group chats, which is what my family had to do. And when something goes wrong, banks are often trying to determine, was this fraud, was this authorized, and who was responsible for this expense? The core issue is that financial infrastructure was built for one person managing money, not multiple people managing the financial responsibility. We're starting with elder care as our entry point because of my personal experience, but also because we know and understand after speaking to over 200 financial advisors and customers who are going through similar instances. Imagine a financial advisor helping an aging client with adult children who are now going to begin taking care of their parents and have the ownership of their financial decisions. All of a sudden, there's multiple people that are coordinating caregiving expenses, insurance payouts, medical costs, and just overall household support. The advisor becomes a trusted coordinator, but they don't have the infrastructure to manage the permissions, the approvals, or the accountability that goes back to the group. And that's where we come into play and how we fit into the picture. We are partnering with trusted financial institutions and advisors that are already serving these clients and provide the governance layer underneath those financial relationships. So how does it work? First, users create a shared wallet around caregiving and their financial need. And then from there, they then move on to the next step and they decide the rules and the permissions, such as who can spend, who needs approval, what are the spending limits within the account, and then what are the overall visibility controls. And then we create an accountable spending layer with the audit trails that allows the shared transparency across multiple members. So banks, from what we know, are already seeing all of these transactions, but with Access, we help provide the governance, the permissions, and the coordination. We know that financial institutions are the best for this distribution channel, and so we're meeting our clients where they are with on their financial journey. From a go-to-market strategy standpoint, we are working with advisors that are working with Northwestern Mutual and Bankers Life. We have design partnerships, and we're actively working through those as we're further developing for the final product. We've already conducted 200 plus customer interviews, and we have financial advisors that are ready to pilot. From an overall market standpoint, we are chasing a $112 million TAM, and shared financial governance represents a $1 trillion infrastructure opportunity. We are initially targeting financial advisor networks through our first 5 pilot deployments, and we already have 2 that are in the pipeline. And again, the urgency is growing with the $124 trillion great wealth transfer that's happening in the next 20 years. I myself have 10 plus years managing large global operations at companies like Apple, Amazon, and General Motors, and I have a systems background across these companies where I focus on building and scaling from an operational infrastructure standpoint. We have an expert who has worked in risk and strategy within Wells Fargo and also SVB, and we have a very strong builder who has an expertise in AI. We're currently fundraising $250,000. This is going to help us with our first banking integration and our first customer after we get to our SOC 2, and also our enterprise contracts. Thank you for your time. The only thing I had left, I can't go back. Oh, there we go. The only thing I had left was to say thank you for your time. Visit us at accesswallet.com to sign up for our wait list. And there were a couple of spots where I was just running on, but that was it.
I think, and this is for everybody, if you see the stop sign, like Charm showed you guys at the beginning, finish your sentence, but don't forget to reintroduce yourself. Part of this competition is an audience choice. And so if you want to win that $1,000 as an audience choice, they have to know who you are. So if you see stop, finish your sentence, but make sure you say, this is Access Wallet, and I'm Ashley. I'm sorry, I don't remember your last name.
Keys.
And I'm Ashley Keys. Because that's what you want to stick in people's heads.
Yeah.
So don't forget to reintroduce yourself at the end, and that's important for everybody. Ashley, you were really rocking and rolling there. Yeah. And I know you were kind of reading, but you were real fast.
Okay.
So you need to, you might think about trimming back some of what you said so that you can go a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for those of you that are kind of fast talkers anyway, or if you get nervous and you speed up, or if you stumble a little bit and lose your place and you speed up, like really think about, taking a breath. You move slides, take a breath. And that'll help slow you down. It'll kind of help settle your energy and help slow you down a little bit. But remember, you guys know this stuff backwards and forwards. You've been practicing for 6 weeks. Everybody else in the audience, they're brand new. They don't know what you're talking about. So you gotta help them a little bit by slowing down a little bit.
Okay.
You were rocking a little bit. That's
Yeah.
what I thought Ashley was going with it. But yeah, you were rocking, and we know but just be mindful of that. You could. What was the kind of 2-step you described? Take a step and plant. Yeah.
Step and plant, step and plant.
Yeah. But you were kind of doing.
So we are allowed to move because I am a mover. I will walk.
Not too far.
Okay.
Take about
Like a.
no.
Not even that.
Where's your mark?
Here.
Yeah. You can take maybe half a step on either side. I wouldn't go that.
That's too far.
That's probably too far.
Okay, I'll keep it. I just won't. Yeah.
You can take a step, but just don't go too far.
And then bring it back. Okay.
I would stay still, but yeah.
I probably would just sit still.
My name is Cody Friedrich, and I'm with I Will Academy. We are a tutoring company. We also have a schooling program that we're working toward. We just help kids. We help them academically. We help every grade, every subject, K through 12. as well as a little younger. We have some 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds that come in and, we help them with their work. We're helping them to understand what they're getting wrong and how to fix it, and just helping to show kids that school and education, it's not this boring thing. We just help kids see the talent that they have inside of them. These kids quit before they even try. And when you can come alongside and help them, you're able to help them push themselves farther. Like, you help make their dreams possible. You have kids who, they want to go to school, or they want to be a nurse, or they want to be a doctor, or they want to be, whatever. It's cool to see kids come in and then they tell you, like, hey, like, because of you, like, my ECT went up 10 points and now I've got a scholarship so I can afford this school. We see the grade improvement, but also we see, like, the self-esteem improvement, because these kids see that they're not dumb, they're not untalented. It's just they just didn't know. Now that they know that they can kind of go and they can do what they want to do. And my parents were, they're very hardworking people, just through their different circumstances. They didn't have a lot of opportunities, for like education. My mom, she lived in Mexico for a little while, and so she had to drop out in like middle school because they didn't have school beyond that. They raised me to very much emphasize education. Through all that, it kind of led me here. I just loved, throughout my life, I loved kids. I loved helping kids. I was the kind of the kid who would finish their work first and then help all the other kids. Like, I remember actually in recess, I would tutor kids and they'd pay me like a quarter for like their homework or whatever. And so it was always kind of, so when I came here and I had an opportunity to volunteer, to get involved in the community, I just fell in love. I fell in love with Tulsa, with North Tulsa, East, West, everywhere. I love the kids. Through my process of teaching, you just see a need. You just see kids who aren't getting help. You just see, not for the fault of maybe teachers or schools, just the way it's set up. There's not enough resources, not enough people to go around. And it kind of led me into tutoring. Anyone, I think, if you want to start a business, if you want to get into something, I believe that's a desire in your heart for a reason. And I believe everyone has a gift, everyone has a talent. And I've tried to do a lot of different things because I saw other people do it and I saw them do well. And if they can do it, I can do it. And that's not true always. We all have something that we can do. And if you just find what you can do, and if you can just start where you are, I believe, and if you want to put the work in, you want to let people help you, I believe you can end up going far.
And do my slides slide, or do I had little slides? So do I got to raise my hand up as well? Oh. Yeah, I do. Well, I can. We're going to work it. We're going to make it work. Okay.
If you're good with that, you can use the clicker.
How to go back?
It's the smaller arrow down below.
Got it. Where is it?
A little over.
Right here. Okay. What is light is black? This is just not.
Oh, that is your.
Got it. Imagine paying $55 per week for a washing machine and dryer, only to realize by the end of the loan you could have paid for it twice. Or worse, having a furniture truck pull up to your home to collect it for non-payment. I don't have to imagine it. Growing up, I remember being told to hide and be quiet because the repo truck was outside. I stand alongside millions of households trapped inside of a $280 billion predatory lending economy, from payday loans to rent-to-own. In Tulsa, access to fair banking has ranked 1 out of 100 for 7 straight years. This geographic banking desert forces North Tulsa residents to rely on high-entrance predatory lending products that trigger a cycle of poverty. That's why I created Purpose Mint. Purpose Mint is a fintech platform aimed to help asset-limited individuals establish safety nets to avoid predatory lending, gain access to credit, and traditional banking, all while aligning their goals and values. Our users told us, don't expect me to have $1,000 set aside to put inside of an emergency fund. Teach me how to develop the habits to start. So we start with habits. As users establish their safety nets through small, consistent, automated micro savings that fit into their daily lives. At a minimum of a $500 buffer, that progress becomes a bridge connecting them to safer financial pathways. From a competitive lens, most existing mainstream tools expect people to already have stability, and that's not always the reality. In our pilot, our average age participant was 34 years old and had never had a savings account. Purpose Mint serves those starting from zero and becoming first-time savers. We serve the head of the households with no cushion, the emergent earners just getting started, and the individual re-entering the economy after experiencing instability. While users build stability within the first 2 years, banks will underwrite access. From there, they gain customers that they can grow and monetize over time. Here's how that translates into a scalable revenue model. Banks, credit unions, and CDFIs pay anywhere between $75,000 to $100,000 annually. That's equivalent to about 380 users on our growth subscription. In return, they gain users with collateral that costs less than their $300 per account acquisition spend. We acquire users through our community savings program. We scale through institutional partnerships, and we grow through community ambassadors. In the next 12 months, we're focused on capturing our serviceable, obtainable market, starting with 30 institutional partners. At $100K per partner, that's a $3 million opportunity that will allow us to support additional users annually. We've already validated the model through our community savings program. Within 10 weeks, families saved $10,000 and established their emergency fund. We've generated $8,000 in revenue. We've raised $17,000 in non-dilutive funding to date, and we have $65,000 in the pipeline to support our next program in closed beta. We're a team that combines both lived experience and technical expertise. My background started with helping individuals improve and optimize their credit reports. Today, I am building Purpose Mint to serve even more families. This fall, we will be partnering with the OU Center of Creation for Economic Wealth to build Inscript in our minimal viable product. Right now, we're currently raising $100,000. That will support our Tulsa pilot, our closed beta, as well as our, so if you believe in helping, families escape predatory lending systems, scan the QR code to connect with us. My name is Nisha Brown. I am founder of Purpose Mint, where we go from survival to stability together.
My name is Tanisha Rushing, and I am the founder of My Tea Lounge here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Our main product and service is our organic tea. So we do have our own specialty blends of tea. They have their own health benefits to them. We do have the teas that taste great, just because we have the people and the customers who want just great tasting tea, whether it's sweet or non-sweet and things like that. But we do also implement minerals into our tea. So our biggest thing is our health aspect of the business. So we have sea moss, bladderwrack, black seed, soursop, spirulina, all of these things that you can add to your tea and you can take home as well. So of course, educating the community on the benefits of those things and how they can put this in their daily regimen to have a better way of living. Healthy living is our motto. Well, my family is all entrepreneurs. My mother and my father, they definitely started the entrepreneurship life for me as soon as I was born. So my mother did not want me to go to any daycares, so she started her own daycare, and my father's just been an entrepreneur the entire time. So I never realized that until I got older, that is the reason why I always wanted to do my own thing and not really work for someone for long. It was always a temporary thing in my mind. Being a part of the legacy means a lot. Bringing it back to my father, he was a musician here that was well known in the blues industry here in Tulsa. So me being an artist, having that love here as an artist, as well as someone who provides health for the community and Black Wall Street and the full history, the richness of it, and just to have my name entered into that conversation is big. We do have a source, my family, who lives in Zanzibar, Tanzania, which is where we get all of our sea moss and all of our black seed and everything, so we know our source. I use those products. I know how they work for me. Now we have an actual space that you can come to, and we do provide what it is that I grew up with, which is live music. So we do have every third Tuesday open mic events. People are able to rent the space for their own personal events. We do incorporate music as well as the health aspect here in our brick and mortar space downtown. The kind of impact that I strive to achieve, or am achieving in what it is that we're doing right now, is bringing people together, like still having a place that people can come and just relax and communicate and still be able to, again, learn about health, learn about each other. A lot of networking happens in this space, events as well. We spread love through music, conversation, and healing through our minerals as well. So to spread that everywhere, that is the goal.
689 students and a 5-inch binder filled with hundreds of tabs was my best tool to mess that up. Can we go back? Oh, Jesus Christ. Need a little transition glasses up here.
Does your mic get a little louder?
I'm not sure. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Ladies, y'all all right? Oh. Is there a glare? Okay. 689 students, and my best tool was a 5-inch binder filled with hundreds of tabs. This led to days filled with anxiety, countless nights after work, and this constant feeling that I was missing something. But missing something as a school counselor could be life or death for a student. Managing a caseload this large meant that realistically, students only had about 64 minutes of my time for the entire school year. I felt like a failure. I was giving it all I had, but students were still falling through the cracks. I'm Selena Mack, the founder of Flovio, and this is how I burned out as a school counselor and left the profession. But this isn't just my story. 75% of counselors in the United States are managing caseloads that exceed the recommended ratios of 250 to 1. And to make matters worse, the tools built for them do not support their workflows, leaving them to create manual systems like using spreadsheets, notebooks, and binders like me. I interviewed a school counselor in Arizona who manages a caseload that exceeds 800 students, and he stated that it keeps him up at night thinking if he missed a student follow-up. It's moments like these that led me to building Flovio, a caseload management platform for school counselors. Flovio helps counselors move from being reactive to proactive with student support by allowing them to fast capture student interactions, whether in office or in the hallway, smart reminders so student follow-ups don't go missed, bringing visibility to students that haven't been seen, and data-driven reports that allow them to analyze the impact of their school counseling programs. The urgency for this solution is greater now more than ever because in 2024, the emergency and secondary schools emergency relief funds expired, ending the hiring surge that dropped the national ratios to the lowest they've been in 40 years. But the reality in elementary and middle schools is that the ranges continue to double the recommended amount, meaning counselors have less time with students. Districts cannot hire their way out. Counselors need a productivity tool. Our business model is built on a 3-tier strategy. We'll start with the individual counselor as our product champion by offering individual subscriptions for single counselor campuses, school license for campuses with larger teams, and as we capture multiple schools within a district, we'll transfer those school contracts into district license. In our first year, we'll capture $29,000 by securing 10 pilots in public charter schools in states where ratios exceed 400 students. This initial traction will be our gateway into a $374 million K-12 market opportunity. Flovio will enter the market in public charter schools in Arizona and Michigan. These two states have the highest caseload ratios in our country, creating the greatest need for our tool. We're strategically targeting public charter schools because they have shorter software procurement cycles than traditional public schools. We will reach these counselors through online networks, industry conferences and community groups, as well as direct outreach to my personal network of educators. The early demand has already been incredible. We have converted 43.75% of counselors to our waitlist through our cold outreach. We've expanded our reach across 11 states, and we've also had 3 demos already. This is kind of outdated now, and then we have 2 scheduled coming up. So we're well on our way to meeting our goals. Our direct competitors focus on documentation and data centralization, but Flovio focuses on the counselor's Sorry, you stressed me out. But Flovio focuses on the counselor's daily workflow. I'm sorry. That threw me off so bad. Yeah. Our team combines a deep domain knowledge in school counseling as well as professional expertise in marketing, security, and full stack development. My background as a school counselor turned EdTech professional allows me to oversee our user experience and accessibility while ensuring that our product remains rooted in serving our target audience. We're asking for $325,000 to scale our operations. These funds will be strategically allocated towards legal and compliance requirements, driving our customer acquisition, as well as accelerating our product development. Join us in building Flovio's future. Scan the QR code if you're a school counselor to join the waitlist, or share the link with your child's school counselor. I'm Selena Mack, the founder of Flovio, and together we can simplify the work and amplify the impact of school counselors worldwide.
Marco Brown here with Mr. Easy's 123. Lucky's Cats for Junk Cars. We're here in the place to be. Lucky's Cats for Junk Cars has been around for 8 years now. It started in North Tulsa, right off Greenwood. Bought my first truck off Greenwood. I was born and raised on Greenwood, so for it to be able to come full circle 10 years later is just a big surprise to me and my family. It's just a legacy that I want to be able to commit to myself, my family, and my community. Lucky's Cats for Junk Cars is pretty much like a towing service / alliance for the community if they have junk cars in the backyard, their driveway. Somebody in the family might left a vehicle that they don't no longer want. I'm someone that you can call 24 hours on the clock and be able to make a large amount of money, $5,000 to $1,000 for an old car that you might not want anymore. And I'm pretty much taking that leap of faith of saying, hey, that clunk of junker is nothing to you, but it's something to me. It allows me to give a service to the community so that, like, the city of Tulsa don't give fines. The legacy for me for Black Wall Street is something so special because my grandparents owned restaurants and also clubs on Greenwood. My grandfather, Uncle Steve's Barbecue, was on Greenwood. My great-great-uncle, Opie Pitts, was on Greenwood. So these men that put the bricks to the walls and their feet to the concrete, every day I get out of my bed, I look forward to making that legacy continue. And I'm someone that's going to show that hard work does pay off, and that I want young men that's in high school, middle school to understand it's more than basketball and football. You can be your own trucking operator, owner and operator, and I would like to buy up my first piece of property, commercial property on Greenwood. That is my legacy, that's my goal. The award money that I will be receiving will go back into my community. It will open up the foundation for me to reach back into the high schools and allow young men to help get their CDLs, and also be able to see that you can buy your truck and start your own business. It would allow me to complete my mission with my shop, pay for permits, and also be able to get my building going, and also pour into my trucks to be able to serve my community more and be able to buy all the cars I can in North Tulsa. With building Tulsa has opened the door for me to make it easier for my grandkids and my nieces and nephews as well. And I feel like I want to be able to put a brick on the wall and be able to make that legacy continue for another 100 years.
belly. Like, make sure you can feel your feet touching the floor. Take a deep breath, and then begin. Nisha, you only use one arm. I know you use both hands to talk, so use both hands to talk. For those of you that feel like you need to rock, the moment you move one way, pick up your foot, and then plant it, and then bring it together, right? You feel like you need to move again, pick up your foot, plant it, and bring it together, okay? You all have done the work. You know your stuff. I have listened to your pitches. You all have it. Know that you have it. Make sure you stay in your body. Okay? And just scan the crowd. Like, you don't have to fix on anybody's face, but look back and forth. Right? You're telling a story, you're engaging the audience. But make sure you don't start crawling up in your head. Okay? All right.
Y'all are actually doing really good, though. Y'all
I think you might have to pick through other slides, alternate to your slide. Yeah.
And I'm never going to start the clock until y'all start talking. So you got that to your center yourself. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so my face. Slide.
Let me unmute her.
Okay.
Oh, you were good though.
Oh, okay, but I saw. I think I thought it was
Oh,
the stop.
and
Oh no, you were
everybody
good.
remember
Yeah, you were good.
that there are going to be questions afterwards, so do not run off the stage like a rat versus that front rat. Internal life versus leaving? No. You get done. That is also another spot.
Every doctor's visit is 15 minutes, a copay, and 3 months between visits. Your brain fog is so thick, you're convinced you have early onset dementia. I stop every single time right there. Ooh,